Hi, how y'all doing? Okay, we're getting ready to go and do this 10-year mark of CT scan. I think that's what we're doing now, or MRI. I don't know, I get confused, but I know what I'm doing. It's been 10 years for me. Who I am? I thought before cancer diagnosis, I'm Shyreece Pompey. I'm a teacher and I love kids, and I'm so glad to have overcome so many obstacles to be here to teach and do wonderful things. Then cancer hit me, and then I'm like, who in the hell am I? Wow. And where do I go from here? What do I take from this battle that I'm in and I can't seem to get out of? On any given day, I could be floored on my back, and then the next moment I am like, I'm not going to stay down here, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to that bathroom. It's simple stuff like that. Like, really, you coaxing yourself up to be this great person, this great superwoman, just so I can go to the bathroom. I'm about to cry just thinking about it. It got heavy. I got so heavy that I was looking at all these kids, and they're moving and they're wiggling their arms and they're having a good time. And for whatever reason, I couldn't do it with them anymore. I said, kids, you guys are going to have to sit down. Just sit down. And I had to hurry up and sit down. I'm like, what is this? Such a heaviness, shortness of breath came over me. Just like that, out of nowhere. And from that moment on, I just knew something was different, something was wrong, but I just kept pushing through it because that's what we do. That's what superheroes do, super teachers do. We push through it, we keep going. But then that Monday came. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I couldn't carry my book bags into the office. I couldn't carry them in. It was such a short distance from the parking lot to the front door of the school. I couldn't do it. And then when I finally got in and I started trying to catch my breath, somebody heard me wheezing. And they said, Shyreece, you need to go to the ER. You need to go to the hospital. And then here I go again. I'm Superwoman, right? I've accomplished a lot. I'm an overcomer. And I said, I'll go later after work. And sure did. I waited till about 7 p.m. Husband came and picked me up from work. He took me to the ER. And that doctor said, you're not going anywhere. Matter of fact, Shyreece, we have your bed ready for you. I said, what? Yes. And you're such in a state that we don't even trust your husband to take you to the hospital. We're going to take you by ambulance. I don't know what's going on, but that started a 2-week journey from being diagnosed with stage 4, not 1, not 2, none of that, stage 4, ALK positive. We didn't even know it was ALK biomarker. That stuff I learned along the 10-year journey. But at first it was like toward the end of that 2-week, it was a stage 4 cancer. Period. That's all I heard. Stage 4 cancer. And they were just as confused as I was. 5 doctors standing in my room, not knowing the next thing. All I know is the hospitalist. He said, we don't know what's going on the surface with the surface test that they had. They tried everything in that hospital during those particular couple of weeks. But then he said, I'm going to send this off from the local hospital to University of Michigan. He waited for those to come back. And he said, oh my goodness, came in, held my hand, and he told me, you have cancer. And then he called the local cancer clinic right there, which had no idea of what to do next. But she said, Shyreece, and I could still hear her accent in my ears, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to load you up with the best chemotherapy salad mix that we can possibly give you right now. I said, okay, let's do it. I didn't even know what cancer was. I'm just, maybe it's like another cold, right? And give me my cough syrup and let me go home. So we're going to load you up. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I didn't know what I was asking for. I had the most angelic nurse that night. She was amazing. And we both, it was her first time treating me, and it was my first time going through such an ordeal. And she patted me, and we made it through that night. We had to do it overnight. We made it. We made it. It was a long night. It was a 4 or 5 hour chemotherapy, full blast. Carboplatin, yes, I remember that. It was the basic one. It was the common one, but it was a full dose. It was a heavy dose of it that night. We got to be careful of what words we're using in regards to, am I in remission? Because so many friends and family even like, oh, I thought you was healed. You look good. You don't look like you have cancer. I'm so sick of hearing that. Matter of fact, I don't even have the energy for it anymore. I pretty much probably won't give you a whole lot of time of my day. Yeah, when people do that, and that's why, because it's like that's where you are, and I don't have time to educate you. But on April 18th of 2014, the CT scan head showed no evidence of disease. That's what it started. And then on 4 March or so, April of 2014, that's when I started crisantinib at University of Michigan. So the local clinic gave me that carbapenem. When I got to University of Michigan, he said no. He said, no, we got an inhibitor we want you to try, and it's promising, and we want you to start that in April, because something in my gut said go to University of Michigan. So the report of no evidence of disease came from University of Michigan when I left the local. So now they're showing no evidence of disease, but 5 years later, after leaving University of Michigan just to move to California, Stanford hooks me up to what do you call it? PET scan. They didn't do that at University of Michigan. They do that at Stanford University, and that's where we find, whoa, 4 to 5 small brain tumors that were not picked up on just CT scans. Something told me that I did not have a regular lung cancer disease like what I heard about on TV and like what they taught me in high school in health class. Health class taught you, or if your lungs are black and they got tar in them and all this, and you can get bad lung cancer and disease if you smoke and do all this. Nothing made sense to me. And yet I was this close to death for lung cancer. We have to live 6 years before I actually knew what biomarking testings were. Through longevity, who heard about me through an ALK positive online social cancer group that the doctor at Stanford University, who was so joyful and said, hey, Shyreece, have you heard of the ALK positive group? You don't know Chris Strath? Do you know Chris Strath? I'm like, no, should I know about these people? Who are they? And so he said, you know what? You can go and look them up and whatnot. But yeah, that's how I started talking about biomarker testing and doing a lot of advocacy that I'm doing now. And I'm thankful for research. I'm thankful for the nurses. I'm thankful for the pharmaceuticals. But yes, there is a fight within it. But I try to balance the fight with, are you ready for this? Thankfulness. Come on, somebody. Thankfulness. Now, the biomarker testing, now I'm going to try to explain this in layman's terms. Biomarking testing was not something that I asked to have done. biomarker testing seemed, in my situation, I will not speak for everyone, it was already done, but just not disclosed to me when it was read. So the test that the hospitalist sent out has some information in there, okay, that was either on my report or didn't know. But all I know is this: when I got to Stanford, they couldn't do a biopsy again. They didn't do a biopsy again. They trusted all the records, okay? And the sample, I forget what that sample is called, from tissue sample that was sent over to them from University of Michigan. When they looked at it, they highlighted in bold on my medical records, stage 4 elk, rearranged bronchogenic. That's when I started hearing those terms. And then when I looked more into biomarker testing, I'm like, oh, there's some different types of lung cancer. That light bulb went off. Now it makes sense how some people can survive 2 years, 5 years, if that, or and then blood types. All of this started, it opened up a whole new window of options. Come on, somebody. And if you don't know that, or if the local clinics and ER people work in ER, or the hospital that you're in, when all of this is going around and people are asking questions they don't know, I think everybody in the field, even in the ER nurses, need to understand what screenings and biomarker test is and how to read certain tests when they come back. As I am, again, getting more educated, thanks to Stanford, who's really educating me, between, I'm going to give, University of Michigan, I love them. I started there, okay? And I learned some things there. But this has been a learning discovery journey of stuff that was already there, just needed to be explored more. I don't know. Make it make sense. Like, why these different treatment options? Why doesn't an ER or a local clinic know about that? And so we have to be empowered as patients who are getting these diagnoses. I'm sorry, you're not going to want to hear this, but self-advocacy is a must. You become a self-advocate when you're lit by the flame of other voices, because it's like, what are you advocating, and who are you advocating really for? And what gives you the strength and the power to do that? And 9 times out of 10, it's going to come from something else that motivates you. If you've been shy all your life, then you better grow out of it. That's what I had to do. Shyreece, the first part of my name is SHY. Well, I had to grow out of it, and grow out of it quick. The question is, do you want to live? I'm all willing, again, with the options that are facing me in my near future. Um, it's either another trial, the NVL 655, or go on to lorlatinib, adjusted according to how I may be. And everybody's body is different. When I hear clinical trials, I hear like one thing: oh, here's another opportunity to step out on faith. I'm just going to do it. I don't know what else to say about that. At first, it was like, I don't want another clinical trial. I have to be dead on my deathbed, and they have to tell me I got 24 hours to live before I do another clinical trial. But that's not where I'm at right now. I've changed. I said, because I'm thankful I've had 10 years. And I've kept up with enough. I know enough now. And I've had some deep relationships with some wonderful people. They were fearless. And they had a resolve. And I'm going to keep my resolve. Whatever decision I make, I'm not going to waver on it. I'm solid in my faithfulness. I'm solid. I'm going to make it knowing that this is a choice I'm choosing today. And I hope that this choice encourages somebody else to live their best life with no fear. That's it. We're not going into any trials with fear. It's just another opportunity to live out my life with faith. My overall message is what makes me smile right now, and I'm getting ready to go and give love to some people who need it today, and they need the relationship that they have with me, and I'm just going to be present. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to live. The medicine works best. That's what I keep telling myself. Whatever I'm taking, whatever the regimen I'm doing today, and I have reasonable movement of my hands, brain, somebody can benefit from me today. And I need that just as much as they need me. So I'm just going to go do that and be happy.